Go live. Hello. Hello, everyone. We're live. We're here on Tub Takes. This is a weekly video podcast where we talk about all the latest and greatest happenings in the VGC scene. And today, I am joined by my lovely co-host, Nails. How are you doing, Nails?
I'm doing okay. I'm stepping up. I've got a new title today. 'Cause Alex couldn't make it.
Alex, everyone in the comments say congratulations to Alex, or in Twitch chat say congratulations to Alex. This is his anniversary day, so he is busy spending time with his wife and not spending time with us losers. Instead, we got a star-studded cast. First and foremost, we have the runner-up of the Champions Arena 2. We got Toler Webb. How are you doing?
I'm fine. This is yeah. Hello everyone. Hi. I'm fine.
It's good to have you back on. The meme is, in fact, from the last time you were on, where you were the top-ranked North American player in the Global Challenge.
Place, baby.
And then, last but not least, we have former World's runner-up, Michael. How are you doing?
Well, so far I'm doing good. I've been enjoying the meta game way more than I thought I would, even though Balance did some things with me, but overall it's going upwards.
Yeah, we got. I heard you just got done doing a 2-hour recording of a MB tier list. Is that right?
I did. It's tough, but it was a lot of fun as well.
All right, we will have to keep a
It's
lookout
crazy
for
that
that.
you ranked Electros as the best Pokemon in the format. I mean, I really need to see the cooking.
I
Dude,
mean,
it's
the
great.
stats just keep going up.
They just
Never stop.
Yeah. It's a
no weaknesses.
monotonic lie.
Does it work like Beast Boost or Photosynthesis? Like if you are like -2 special
Beast
attack,
Boost.
but you're Beast
Oh,
Boost.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
important.
it's just. I'm pretty sure it's just locked into what it boosts
Right.
based on like stats before boosts. Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm currently cooking up the best Electros team for Worlds, so good to know. I
I'm
guess.
terrified.
Okay, I'm excited.
I'll
And
watch that video.
yeah, well, this time we have a bunch of teams to talk about because not only do we have the Champions Arena to talk about that, as you can see, it totally revolutionized the
Three
meta
whole
game.
teams.
But also we have the teams and the players who got top 100 in Champions rank, and they had some actually cool teams with a lot of fun stuff that we're gonna get to talk about. Please don't look at the top team. I promise there's more stuff after number one. But first, if you're watching this on Twitch and you can't watch the full thing, !YT in chat. This will be on YouTube tomorrow over at CK49, and vice versa. If you are watching on YouTube, come over to Twitch, hang out. Alex has been streaming on a regular basis, and we're gonna hopefully, keep grinding on the streams as well. So first thing, this has happened in the last week. By the way, last week I thought someone said that we were gonna have regional locations by next week. We did not. We were holding out hope. Still waiting on that. I keep saying it, so eventually I'll be right, and it'll actually be because I said it. But no, we had something else come up this week. We had a genuinely game-breaking bug that I'm kind of just playing here. Essentially, if you have 3 Pokemon left on your team, so one Pokemon's been knocked out, and you switch out one of your Pokemon, and then you click Parting Shot with your Incineroar or any pivoting move, and then you time out, right? As you can see, they got one Pokemon left, and then you time out. You can switch your top slot back in, and in fact, you will switch back in, and so you can get you can Parting Shot your Incineroar back out into your Incineroar, as this clip is showing. Everyone's been talking about this the last week. Toler, thoughts? What do you think?
I think they need to fix the bug. Is that surprising? So
But why haven't they
it's kind
fixed it yet?
Yeah, it's kind of if you haven't thought about this yet, I think it's fun to just like consider. Okay, in the best case scenario, how could I use this bug to win a game of Pokemon? Right. So like, I think Incineroar is the best Pokemon to abuse it with, right? Because you can Parting Shot, you switch Parting Shot, timeout, let Incineroar come back in. You not only reset Intimidate, You also reset fake out, and you don't expose the back Pokemon. So the cost typically for using one of these pivots with Parting Shot is you have to switch it back in, take some sort of damage, which often isn't even that bad of a thing. You don't have to do that. No problem. Just get another Intimidate. It's Mega Incineroar if you have the bug active. So yeah, I can't get behind it being in the game, and should be fixed by Worlds.
Yeah,
Do
so
we
like
think
a
that
lot
was
of
abused before? Sorry,
I don't
please.
think people really knew about it. I was just going to talk about about what happens if the bug is in the game. So like a lot of the time, these double fake out teams with like a Sneasler and an Ensign, they'll want to switch back and forth between their Ensign and their Sneasler, and so they want to keep at least like a 1 HP Sneasler alive, just so that they can do the fake out chain. Like you have to switch out and protect your tower, and then fake out, do something with it, and you can just like kind of snowball a game if the opponent isn't doing something proactive enough to disrupt your gameplay or like some other way. Like there's tools, but Ensign being able to do this by itself, it just like lets you play really aggressively with your Sneasler and still do the fake out chaining BS that usually you have to have a buddy to do it. So it
Yeah, you
yeah
actively
To be
want
fair,
to
at least
sacrifice your Sneasler.
you can't protect and like Parting Shot, right? That's what I understood. Like you have to switch and Parting Shot.
oh yeah,
So
you do have to switch.
so it's a
So you
little
could
different
only
at least.
yeah, okay, it doesn't let you do its full amount of fake out fantasy, but it's yeah, okay. It lets you do stuff when it's in position, I guess.
Local
Um,
combine
Yeah.
clicker.
that is me.
Things.
What's up?
Yeah, you've been
Yeah,
doing
it's
very
good
well with that.
into like more offensive. Like if you play a bit more offensive, then it's probably better.
Yeah.
Or if you want to just get a new fake out up, but it's still ridiculous that this is even a thing. And why I said like the whole abusing thing is that surely it happened before. It's not like this seems like something that definitely has happened before, right? Like just switching, clicking Parting Shot and timing out. That seems like super reasonable to me, but maybe it wasn't just talked about. Maybe it was just thought as a bug and like not made public. But it looks like so easily replicable and like so easy doable. I don't know.
So there was a bug in the past couple weeks that people had noticed where the order of their mons in their party when they were like using parting shot or a switching move or sending mons in, it was just not the mons were getting misordered in their party, and I think that's probably when it started. I don't think this bug has been in the game
But
since the start of
no,
Champions.
that bug was part of a
Or,
game. Like
oh,
the party bug was part of like since Wake MA. I noticed that like in early days
okay,
as
sure.
well.
Huh,
So
I'm talking crap. Fair enough.
I mean,
Now,
it
Yeah.
never really was that important to be fair.
it was
Uh,
never really important because people didn't know about it. Now I think you could reasonably build around this and not necessarily pull it off consistently, but like Incineroar or Sinistcha especially, where those are Pokemon that you constantly want to be switching in and out. I could see you trying to build to abuse this a little more now that you know it exists. Someone mentioned Palapin is another Pokemon that could potentially. I'm not sure if it works if you have to hard switch or if you get to flip turn out or something like that and get to
Or you
leverage this as
flip
well.
turn and then
you
you
can
go back to
yeah, you can
Flapin.
flip turn into yourself. Like it's a little bit funny,
But you
but
still have to have a dead Pokemon in your party, right?
and you have
So
to be switching the other guy, and so
yeah.
it's not the most consistent thing in the world, or the I guess it's not the most like you can't really hard force it. It just the game state has to arise naturally where it's useful. It's still a fringe scenario where it's really useful to have
For
the
sure. But it doesn't sound that
them count.
broken if you think about it. Like it is
I
definitely
don't.
not nice to have, but it's not broken either, I think.
Uh,
It's it probably does something stupid in the right board states, but it's not gonna be in every game. Make your game feel stupid type of
Yeah.
bug.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
now we get to the big question that I think Toler you touched on right away is surely this is going to be patched before the World Championships, right? Because now we are stuck in the situation where we are all preparing for the World Championships, and we don't know if this mechanic is going to be in the game a month and a half from now when Worlds rolls around.
I mean, this is kind of one of those situations where even if it doesn't get patched out of the game, right? We've had situations in VGC in the past where bugs have been available in the game. Yeah, right? Big shocker. Like the Skydrop bugs and all that kind of stuff, where bugs have been available in the game. Bugs have been bad enough to crash the game in some instances in like really old formats. And TPCI's stance on those bugs is if you actively chose to execute them in a tournament match, someone could call a judge usually and say like, hey, this was not like, I didn't do this, my opponent did this, and the person executing the bug intentionally would get DQ'd or get a game loss or something like that. If this is a known bug that's not fixed by tournament time at the World Championships and someone does it in a game, I imagine that the judging staff will have a policy on how to handle it happening.
So
Either
if
they'll
it's
say,
not
you
patched
can
yet-
do it.
if it's not patched yet, they will just say before round 1 of Worlds, guys, everybody, there's this bug in the game. We know about
Do it.
If you execute it, you will get a game loss. We're telling you this now. Don't time out if you are switching with 3 mons left, or you will eat a game loss. Like,
I mean, it's possible they
expect-
say it in the briefing as well. Like, we always get like a player briefing, like a mail. Maybe they will add it there as well.
That is genuinely what I think they would do. Is just handle it via warn everybody ahead of time. Don't abuse the bug.
Yeah, that's usually something along the lines of what they've done in the past. But I guess hopefully champions can get patched super fast. It's been in the past.
I mean, it could have been patched already, but I don't know.
It
I
does
expect
seem
it
like
to be patched faster, but like they were pretty good on fixing the bugs really early on into the release. I guess it was too close to a new patch cycle, so they just had the build already finalized and didn't want to break anything more.
Right.
Yeah, I think we will find out on August 8th or whatever when the new patch releases, like, guaranteed. If it's not patched by then I would be concerned. But certainly
I think we also had mid-season patches as well. Sorry to interrupt, but like I think in like the first season we also had mid-season patches, if I'm not mistaken. So that's also possible.
We'll see. It shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing at Worlds. I personally think it is very fun to try to figure out how to exploit this as much as possible before Worlds. But of course, that's probably not the most productive use of your time if you are preparing for Worlds like all of us are. So we might not see a ton of it. But if you're on ladder, just know this can happen.
If you are it's not going to be worthwhile to final gambit in order to get yourself down to 3 Pokemon ASAP to abuse the bug faster. Someone asked about how to abuse or how could this affect ladder. It's not that powerful of a bug that you can, just because you have to switch your guy in order to have Ensign switch back in. So it's just kind of it's a slight buff in a small number of circumstances for Incineroar.
Yeah.
Jacob, thank you for the sub. And he says Toxic Croak. Agreed, Toxic Croak. Sadly, there is no Toxic Croak at the Champions Arena that happened. It was a 700-player tournament by VictoryRoad, including the top 4 players got not only a ton of prize money, top 16 players got prize money, but also got invites to the VictoryRoad circuit, and it was won by Marco Fierro. And we'll get to his team in a second, but runner-up was Toler. So Toler, I'd love to hear a little bit about why you chose the team that you did, and maybe any fun choices that you have on here, like Solar Power Charizard. Tell me about your team a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you build it yourself, first of all?
I know, it's crazy creative. I don't think anyone's ever seen the combination of Floette Charizard, Whimsicott, Garchomp, Kingambit, Basculegion before all those Pokemon. It's just a strange thing to even consider. Oh yeah,
This team looks pretty strong, actually. What are you guys
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
here? Oh,
It's pretty
I'm thinking
strong.
about the synergies in my head, and it just adds up.
Yeah, it's very hard to beat these offensive pins, right? Like I was just doing the math and I was like, ground, fairy, fire, and if we need to, water coverage, we have ghost, we have priority on 2 Pokemon. Like I just have such good speed control. Yeah, of course this is the most popular team in MA. Got 5 out of 8 in Japan Nationals. Sort of so I was informed by Audie to do a complete and thorough team report. I'm gonna spend the next hour and a half just about going into this. No, not at all. And I don't think we need it. But basically, this team, I had seen it before. Obviously, I think everyone had. People call it Big Six. A lot of people, by the way, have said something
I
along the
hate
lines of
this
like
name.
Big Six. I know you're allowed to hate the name. We hated it in 2016, but I was around when we named Big Six in 2016. It was just because it was the 6 most used Pokemon. It wasn't like
But those
one
are
of the 6
not.
most
Those
powerful
are
Pokemon.
just not.
Yeah, they're not. They're close. They were close to being it in MA, but it's missing Sneasler. Whimsicott wasn't. But like naming 6 of the most used Pokemon Big 6 is not like it's not a weird thing to
guess.
do in my opinion. But you're allowed to hate them if you want.
I am actually a pretty strong supporter of the name.
Yeah.
I think that the results for Reg MA Big Six were honestly a little bit better than 2016 Big Six, and like I think that it is a bigger six than 2016 Big Six that everybody is
So let's call
clutching their
it
pearls
bigger
over
six.
that name.
Yeah, let's call it
Easy.
Giant
Yeah,
6.
okay, sure, I'm fine with
Giant
bigger six.
Giant humongous 6. Um, yeah, I think
It-
it's kind
it-
of interesting because we have the capacity in the sort of more online age of VGC to be even more centralized than we were at the time, right? Like we didn't have open sheets and all that. And I won't go into being really old on the podcast right now. I'm just gonna say
I
like
mean,
I
I'm
picked the
in favor of
team
it.
because it was really similar to the Gardevoir team that everyone had seen me use, and a few people were lamenting that I didn't play in this specific Victory Road tour. Um, that Gardevoir team was Talonflame, Garchomp, Kingambit, Basculegion, Talonflame Mousehold, or not Talonflame Mousehold, Gardevoir Mousehold, of course. Um, and so it's just Tailwind user, Garchomp, Basculegion, Gambit, which in my opinion is like close to the best Tailwind core that you can play. You not only have some of the best offensive coverage and the best like rewards for trading that you can possibly get in the format. Basculegion literally says, "I get better whenever you trade." So simplify the board state, and then Basculegion just gets stronger. Is kind of insane. Um, but you also have priority to make it so that King Gambit and Basque are still playable outside of any sort of speed control. In my case, Tailwind or Trick Room. Um, and Garchomp is naturally fast and likes having speed control for Rock Slide or Rock Tomb or whatever you'd like to do with it that is a beneficiary of it being really quick. So this team is super similar to the Gardevoir team I'd already been playing. Had a lot of similar play patterns. I found it was very intuitive to pick up. And I was basically just playing it for the tour because I wanted to try something that wasn't Gardevoir and wanted to understand why this team had been so successful in MA and wondering, whether it would still like whether I actually expected it to be good for Worlds and MB or whether it was just like people were just having some momentum with it. So my expectation, like momentum from MA, my expectation going into the VR tour was that I would go like 5-3 or like 6-3 or something like that.
Underselling yourself.
I don't know. I was playing a new team. The team is very close to the Gardevoir team though, so I found that it was like, as I said, like really intuitive to play. I felt like I could figure out a lot of board states, and I had a few nice flinches and a crit go my way. I think once. It's one of the things that happens with Tailwind offense is you get more luck going your way. I also had my fair share of misses and whatnot because I'm attacking with inaccurate moves all the time, but you just get luckier with Tailwind offense a lot of the time. And that happened to be the case in a lot of my games. And despite, I think, having a tough time with the Aerodactyl, Fari, Charizard, Sylveon kind of stuff because I was running no Ironhead King Gambit for mirror reasons, I still was able to figure out a plan that worked honestly really well into those teams. My strong opinion, despite making some mistakes in finals, especially in game 3, against Marco, I thought I was favored in every single one of the games and had stuff just kind of not roll my way. Like my Charizard was very low odds to die to Aerodactyl Rock Slide, and he got the one shot immediately and flinched Garchomp in the same move. Turn 1 of Game 2, Game 3, obviously there's a big Heat Wave burn at the end of the set, which made me kind of sad because I felt like Garchomp had a good spot to just win the game on its own. But all in all, like this team was similar enough to the Gardevoir team I'd played before, and it's also just really strong. And I guess you could even like title the video version of this podcast like Kingambit, Garchomp, Basculegion, Tailwind Center is broken. Like it is, unfortunately. I can even make Gardevoir give me a Worlds invite with those. So who knows what else you could do.
I've got two questions for your team. Like you said, you have like this first step Zard, which I like a lot, but why solar power? Like, is it a mistake or was there actually a reason for solar power?
So there was a reason. There were a few positions against the Sylveon Zard teams where I really wanted to play both early Floette and late Zard.
Okay.
And the idea, of course, was not of course, but the idea was I have no Iron Head on Kingambit, so I don't actually really want to bring Kingambit to the matchup. It's walled by Sylveon. So I want to bring Charizard to the matchup. So I will bring Solar Power Zard. So if they bring Charizard and Sylveon, I can lead Floette, attack, do things with it, Mega Evolve it, etc. And send in my Charizard when they've set the sun, and hopefully get a single attack off that does comparable damage to Mega Charizard. Which it does do comparable damage. With it, no, it's a little weaker, I think. The special attack boost is substantial. Or it's like marginally stronger or marginally weaker. Like it's not dramatically different. So the idea was purely as a mirror tool. I think at the end of the tour, I didn't end up doing it at all against the Sylveon teams, and was forced to Mega early on at least one occasion. Although there were some complexities in some of those boards where I didn't mind Mega Evolving early, but yeah. All in all, it was a mid choice. I wasn't thrilled about it. What
did it actually hurt you at all? Like, this is not my
No, I never took any damage from solar power, and it never put me in a losing board state.
I see. But my second question was just... Okay, so that's also good to know that it's a little stronger. But is Timid Floette the call? Like, would you say that Timid Floette felt better than like having Modest? If you want to talk about it, you could also like keep it hidden and like I don't know. But
I think people are looking at Timid and assuming that I'm running, max speed, max special attack, Timid Flow, and speed tying my own Garchomp. And I'm happy to disabuse you of that notion. I am running Timid for the mirror, and that's it. I think I hit 159 speed in the tour. I would go slower if I ran it again to go down to 155, I believe. I would go faster than Vivillon.
Which has
so
155.
Yeah. So 156 or 157 for Harkenine and Ape. Anyway, point is, like...
Now you're Lando.
Oh, good point. Okay, I'll go up to 159 again. But the point was really just run Timid for the mirror, because I noticed watching NAIC that Vieira, when he fought other Floettes, looked favored in a lot of boards because he was timid. And we get to know he's timid. I think Vieira was the one that was timid. And my thought on it basically was like, okay, a lot of people are going to run Modest Floette because it's just important for Light of Ruin, like KOing Gambits more of the time, etc., etc. People are going to EV for Modest Floette anyway. I don't know how this team works, so I'm just going to try Timid and try to have the mirror advantage and be like a little bulky where they're not a little bulky, and take that to my advantage. And there were actually, I think, 2 or 3 games in the tour where I survived various hits on 3 HP because I was a little bulky. And I didn't super miss the damage because, again, this team has 2 priority moves. It has Whimsicott as well, so leaving something on 1 or 2 HP. There's something you can do with these offense teams with Prio where you can basically, quote-unquote, fake out a slot by just KOing it because it's at 1 HP. You can prevent them from having action on their right slot while you deal with left slot, for example. That kind of pattern is not a bad thing to produce in a board. So if Floette misses a KO, sometimes it's catastrophic, but usually it's totally fine, especially because you play Floette early in the game and can adapt to the resulting board pretty easily.
That's cool.
I've been really impressed by this team's ability to pretty much keep the same moves, give or take, like Protect on Gambit. But it's just adapted the EV spreads to the environment that it's in, and managed to like stay relatively on top. It's been
Yeah.
cool to see that it's not just a hyper offense team. Like everything can go various flavors of bulky or fast depending on just whatever the meta calls for. Like there's a bunch of bulky Garchomp last meta when the Zards were going fast at points, and it was slow Zard at other points, and just staying on top of the EV trends is
Pretty important. Yes.
been kind of fun.
Yeah, it gets to do the thing that Tailwind really wants to do, which is the same thing that Trick Room, like, and, yeah, I'm getting super meta and in the weeds here.
No, that's
with MDB and Nails here, it's kind of okay. But it gets to do the thing that Tailwind like really wants to do, which is not max invest speed on every single Pokemon.
I agree with that.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Because the whole point, to me, the whole point of running Tailwind is the fact that I get to cheat and say I'm not going to invest speed on all my Pokemon. I'm going to invest bulk and damage, and then you're going to have to deal with the fact that you neither trade better than me or outspeed me. So
Yeah, and it just gives you
getting
more
to do
paths
that
to the
is-
battle.
is
Like you,
really nice. And Floette's naturally really bulky on the special side. Garchomp's naturally just bulky in general. Kingamit's naturally bulky. Bascu's naturally bulky. You give Charizard a lot of physical defense. It's naturally bulky. It's like the whole team's really freaking hard to kill, and it also is some of the highest damaging moves in the format.
for sure. I mean, my top 4 St. Jude one was also with like max first step Zards because
Yep.
I ate so much stuff.
Dude.
Like Life or Wave Crash from Vesky Legion, Nom Nom Nom, Rock Slide from Chomp, Life or Rock Slide from Aerodactyl. It's
cares?
ridiculous.
Who cares?
Until
Yeah.
the Aerodactyl still KOs you because I love rolls.
Yeah, they're great. But yeah, I mean, like, speaking of that team, right? The team diversity in VR was low, and a lot of people were on your
like
team.
3 teams. It was the Balance team, the Eric Rios team, and I guess somewhat your team, but your team was like special
Very low
in a
representation.
sense. But like other than Matty, I think there were not a lot of players using it. It was just Blastoise, Delphox, or Floette, Delphox, Floette, Blastoise, or like the Eric Rios NAIC team. It's incredible how low the diversity was.
Yeah, it was surprising. And part of that, well, I don't even know. I'm not gonna call EUNA or anything region related here. There were some Japanese players. They were playing some very interesting Charizard teams. You should look at the results if you're curious. Like I saw
We're
some
gonna be doing
Charizard
that.
Metagross. 12th place stands out to me.
Yeah. Well,
But
let's talk.
yeah,
about
I don't know. I mean, maybe people are hiding the sauce, or maybe people think Charizard's the best, but that's clearly not the case from the Liberty No results from this rank season.
I mean, Ladder's also different.
So I guess we can real quickly talk about the other 2 teams that were in fact everywhere, and then we can dive into the more fun stuff. But like you mentioned, the other 2 teams were in fact the team that Marco used. That I believe is just the team
His version
that,
was a little special, but yeah.
What was let's talk about it. What was a little different about this version than the more standard version? It didn't have Mega
Standard
Aerodactyl,
version
Mega
is non-Mega Arrow, and standard version is Sash Gambit. Opposed to Incineroar.
And Incineroar,
really
yeah.
changes the dynamic of the team.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Also, Yawn, Sylveon instead of like Hyper Beam. I think Hyper Beam is like more common. I think some players are also picking up Yawn more often now, but I think Hyper Beam is still the more popular choice.
Yeah, the charcoal ensign in the sun is a really legitimate Trick Room mode.
Yeah.
It's like a Brave Max attack. It does damage.
I mean, this is a Trick Room team first, right? Like you have very slow, very bulky Zard, very slow, very powerful Brave Ensign, Modesylv, Fari, and then you happen to have an Aerodactyl and a Garchomp as mirror tools, I guess. But like,
So I mean, similar to yours, it's trying to just run all of the damage trade EVs, and it has tail room to pick its favorite
speed control.
speed control mode. Yeah.
And we've seen that team before, plenty. I guess again, like you said, it's a little different, but we also see the Hoj using the much more standard version of it. We see again.
Mickey's team, yeah.
Use my paste. Let's
Yeah.
Use your pace. We see a couple different versions, right? We see for Rigoraph sometimes getting dropped. We see basically you have 7 monsters that you put into 6 slots, right? 7 or 8 months.
I think it's more interesting about Farigiraf's moveset changing. Like, I've seen War, I've seen Protect, I've seen Helping Hand, I've seen Sunny Day, I've seen Graznot. Like, Farigiraf's moveset is always a wild card, but other than that, many, like, the other 5 pretty much always stay the same, I feel like. But Farigiraf changes quite a bit.
People just out here running all the attacks. They got in-game Farigiraf.
Right.
If it doesn't deal damage, why would you want it?
True.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. And then the other team that, honestly, like, excuse me, maybe because I have not been playing a ton in the last week, I did not realize how much this team picked up, but it was really, really everywhere. Some variant of this.
Blastoise team.
The Blastoise team. I think there might have been a version with Delphox as well that you see getting top 8 as well, but Protect the Blastoise combined with Protect the either Floette or the Delphox was absolutely everywhere at this tournament. Multiple in, I think there were four in top 16. Nails, you played it too? You got, where'd you finish? Top 32?
26th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had a great run.
I finished 34th with a better version. Who needs Blastoise?
Who needs the
big man
Blastoise?
B?
All right. Well, in that case, Nails, you're the expert. Where did this team come from? Where does it go? What's it doing?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, I mean, I ran my Nats team verbatim just to show up at the tour and get back into things after taking a few weeks off. And it did okay. I think that Taboo's version in top 4 is just probably better moving forward. He had the same 6 mons, but had a number of different choices. He had Rock Tomb on Sneasler,
I thought that was really smart.
which just is, I mean, obviously Charizard killer, but also can hit some faster Pokemon to slow him down for Floette some amount of the time, or for Blastoise as well. Like you can just Rock Tomb, Water Spout stuff in the right situations. Seems pretty cool. What do you guys think about Poison Jab Sneasler?
Oh, that debate. I talked 10 minutes straight in my stream and 10 minutes in my last recording about it. I think it's just vibe at this point. And also, I think it's heavily dependent on the team as well. I feel like with, like on such teams, I'm pro Poison Jab because you have like longer games, I feel like. But on like more offensive paced teams, like if you put Sneasel on Rain, for example, I think Diaclaw's better because then like even a Para or like a Sleep is more impactful. But what's your opinion, Toler?
I mean, I wouldn't. Okay, I like the idea. I like the critical thinking that goes into putting Poison Jab on your Sneasler. So I like the spirit of the choice. It's like, okay, I just want poison. It's like, great. That sounds awesome. I also like, in general, generating or making choices that make your team more predictable. So like knowing that your most likely outcome is poison makes it much easier to game plan. If you're gonna para somebody, then you have to like, oh, they have Trick Room. I don't know if I actually want to Dire Claw this Pokemon or like, you know, we all have those 1 in 100 game scenarios where certain outcomes are not preferable. I think in particular on this team, the nice thing about Poison Jab is this team gets shellacked by Whimsicott, to use a good Southern term. You know, it gets painted and then dried by Whimsicott, to put it another way. And having Poison Jab and having higher odds of poison, you know, Para doesn't really affect Whimsicott too much. So getting rid of that para chance and just saying I have, you know, let's see, a 0.7 times 0.7, 1 minus 0.7 times, I have like a 50% chance to one-shot your Whimsicott with Poison Jab, just like Rock Slide. That's pretty good compared to not having that high of a chance to one-shot the Whimsicott.
I mean, the 10% sleep is also beneficial, so you have a 41% chance instead of a 51% chance to OKO it if you count the sleep as an OKO. But
yeah,
no,
it's
right.
true. It's true. I mean, you can, with the sleep, you can end up in some positions with Whimsicott, they'll want to Moonblast a Sneasler on the first turn to, I don't know, get rid of it faster. So if you put it to sleep and then it fails to Moonblast, then they can wake up the following turn and you can still have problems with Encore.
Right. I know Nail's answer, but Nail's answer is not making me happy.
Yeah, no, I think
But-
Dire Claw's cracked. I think that it's the 10% sleep just wins the game
It's a
a lot
little
of
good.
the time.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to pass up on that one.
Sure.
But like, if you get a Dire Claw Para into like Melodic, like I said, that if Poison Touch would proc before like the Dire Claw effect, like it's
Then it
not
would
a
be-
question. It would
yeah.
always be Dire Claw. But like that way, like if you get a Para on like targets such as like Melodic and like Sinister, it just feels worse to get a Para or like Incineroar. It's always better, in my opinion, to have a Poison. But I'm European, and that's like the problem.
I mean, another note is the team is really good at slowing the game down, so you can get a lot of extra damage from poison. But
Yeah, I mean, like I am
the
happy
sleep
that
is broken.
everyone has
You're correct, Nails.
I have realized that or I'm happy that everyone realized that you are supposed to be Poison Touch on this team. Like that is just, but they're taking it a bit too far out here.
Too much poison.
The
5 out of
poison
10,
is like
too much poison.
the poison is very good, but it's not good. It's not good enough to just give up the 10% win the game button. Like the paralysis is often talked about as a downside, and it's a little bit worse than the poison, but it's still not that bad. I had a set this past weekend where I parried a Charizard and Trick Room, and it was beneficial because it heat waved before my Incineroar parting shot it out to something that didn't want to take a heat wave. Like para is not all downside. It's been nerfed. I don't think I've seen an opponent full para yet, despite running Dire Claw at like 3 tournaments. But that's fine.
Yeah. There are a lot
Like,
of occasions where it's good. Like a Para can also help against Delphox, against like Floette. Like it's not bad. I agree with that
Yeah.
at least.
Oh yeah, no, the poisoning against Delphox is definitely worse than pairing it for this team.
Fair game. I mean, it's good to have an
Now I
expert
also
opinion.
want to know Adi's opinion. Are you also pro Dire Claw?
You know, I think this is the one team where you can maybe be justified running Poison Jab, where you really do slow the game down. I still think I'm bad is the problem. I think Dire Claw steals games that you're not supposed to win. And I've played enough games with Sneasler where I have stolen a game that I'm not supposed to win because I got the 10% sleep. That like even just yesterday, I played a game where I like had a Sneasler v Sneasler endgame that I was going to lose, except I got this Dire Claw sleep and I won. Right? Like it just happens. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is that? And then, like you said, even with the Whimsicott scenario, sure, you get a higher, you drop in like a 10% chance of getting the poison. But like, if they tailwind and you poison them and they get the free switch, that's not all that good. If you sleep them and they're stuck on 1 HP and their Whimsicott's on the field and they click tailwind, like you're in an amazing spot. Now they've got a essentially dead slot on the field. That's even
I
better.
think it's more about the Encore.
It's Encore. Encore's the problem.
Right. But
No,
like,
I mean, you just killed the next turn, but you stalled a turn of Talon.
you kill it the next turn, but now
Like-
they don't get the free switch in, right? And so like that there is I think that's almost better than killing it outright, depending on what they do. Like you said, if they Moonblast and then
Like
they
I've played with
have
matchup
encore
a
pressure,
couple, but yeah, I guess it really depends. I think
Um,
it's
I think
especially
like
for running no protect Sneasler.
I respect saying that I need to maximize my odds of killing the Whimsicott turn 1. That is the biggest problem for my team, and therefore I'm going to run Poison Jab, and that's like a very like specific answer to a specific problem. But and I respect that. I think that's reasonable, especially as a meta is more centralized, and as and if a meta is centralized and there are a lot of Whimsicott teams, sure. But I think in general Dire Claw still is better, and honestly, like you're using it basically for this one matchup, right? If it's gonna flip the Big Six matchup, I get it. If it doesn't absolutely flip this matchup, then that's really the only team that has Whimsicott on it. Like, why? I don't think it's worth it when it is significantly worse into every other team you play. Where getting those Dire Claws on those Charizards, on those Sylveons, or Incineroar switch in, whatever. Like, it's just so valuable. Dire Claw odds into Basket Legion is so valuable. I still would run Dire Claw unless it really, really flips the Big Six matchup.
I want to
Also,
say
if you
one
pair
last
the
thing.
Whimsicott with your Sneasler and it Tailwinds, then you still get to kill it the next turn.
Yeah.
Like I get
want
that
to
it's
say
for
one
they're
last-
threatening Moonblast, but like
I
that's
guess.
still pretty good on the Whimsicott too.
But the last thing I wanted to say about this debate is
Good.
that Poison Jab is not like new. I think in Rec MA, like Geo, for example, played it on his like Forceless D-Knight team, right? So it's not like it's a completely new thing either.
Yeah.
Real quick, the other cool thing I wanted to point out about this team is that it has Life Orb King Gambit. That's something that I've seen pick up a little more.
Yeah. Tabu was so smart for that, by the way.
Yep.
That was terrifying.
That one I'm not going to argue. That one's just good.
It gets some crazy calcs. It gets some really crazy calcs at +2, or even at neutral. It outgoes Garchomp. I think that's a really big one. Where now all of a sudden your King Gambit at +2 just you need a lot of bulk to live that pretty consistently. So that was
I
the
think Zard is like the bigger one.
Zard is the one where I looked at Life Orb on the team sheet and I was like, I need to change my game plan. Literally.
Yep.
Yeah. Like he was one step ahead of like the meta game with like all these first step Zard and like Life Orb Chomp and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool.
I think we're going to see more of that for sure.
Yeah, no, it's just the next step in the bulk creep or the arms race. You got Toler living every hit, and so what if we get a little bit stronger?
Yeah.
Now we are going bold Charizard to survive +2 Life Orb Sucker Punch every time.
It was so funny. I mean, okay, I wanna mention one little story from the story. I mentioned I got lucky in a lot of ways. In my last round of Swiss, I paired into someone who was X3 when I was X2, and they were like, you know what? No matter how this goes, you can play cut. And I was like, thanks, that's really nice.
Nice.
And I played the Blastoise matchup for the first time in that game, and I lost to King Gambit 50-50 in the game 3 that we played. And then I played it 2 more times in cut, or 2 more times in cut, and like felt very confident in my plan, et cetera, et cetera. And in all of those games, I never brought my own King Gambit. After running this team for the first time, et cetera, et cetera. I never brought my own King Gambit, and then when I saw Tabu's Life Orb King Gambit, I realized that I was going to be forced to bring my King Gambit as a King Gambit answer, like I would do in the mirror, despite the fact that it gets owned by Floette. So I was just sitting there like, I feel like I figured this matchup out, and now I'm going to change my entire plan entirely on the fly because of one item on one Pokemon.
No, I mean that is actually an indication that you've really figured the matchup out. Is when you know, oh, this game plan doesn't work because of the specific thing I'm seeing on the team sheet. Like that you have figured it out at that point.
Yeah.
So, well done.
Last question here, directed towards Nails and Michael. I guess since you guys played versions of this. Blastoise, again, really pick up in usage over the last week or two. Is it here to stay, or do you think this is a flash in the pan?
Big Man B's good.
Yeah, you can go ahead because you played it more.
I think you might have played more than me, but I can.
That one, yeah. Because of like ladder.
Yeah, the ladder, yeah. Yeah, like I mean, yeah. I don't think he's really going anywhere. Water Dark coverage is just pretty good. It's like it fits really nicely with the fake out setup tools. It plays a little bit differently than either the Delphox or the Floette, but you just have to play more aggressively with it. I think I talked about this some in the past episodes as well, but it's devastating when you get a turn right with Blastoise. Like you get the turn 1 fake out Water Spout, and they're like, ah, shoot, I thought you were gonna Shell Smash, and then you get the turn 2 Shell Smash, ah, shoot, I thought you were gonna Water Spout again, and that's just the game right there. And like stealing games is powerful. Like you only have to win one more of the next 2, so that's like a lot of the games.
Yeah, no, I agree with this. Like I put Blastoise at 10th in my tier list. Like it's top 10 Pokemon in the metagame right now, just because there are certain matchups where Blastoise solo farms like the mirror if the opponent doesn't have Blastoise. Like if they have like Floette Delphox, for example, like they have to bring like Floette, but you just lead Sneasel Blastoise and they are like, oh yeah, you're cooked, GG. It's
they just have to play the Sneasel Floette matchup. It's not good.
Yeah, it's quite bad for them, and they're also like other instances where just Blastoise straight up wins. And also, like what you just said on ladder, I got so many KOs by just clicking Fake Out Spout because they cannot click Tagged and give you a free Shell Smash. But like that's like so tough for the opponent to like make a call. I don't know of if like the Floette or the Delphox version is better because like the Delphox version looks a little sus against Rain in my opinion. However, like with Mousehold maybe there's like some kind of line, like with Mousehold Blastoise maybe, but like I think Blastoise it's not a flash in the pan. I think it's just really, really strong right now because the teams, like the best teams, there are only 5 teams to talk about, and Blastoise has like a good matchup into 3 of those, so it's definitely not bad right now.
Yeah.
Which 3 in particular?
It's really good into like as I just said, the mirror. It's really good into like the thing is there's like this mind game against the Eric Rios NAIC team because they have to lead like Sylveon Zard into Blastoise, but if you have like Blastoise plus Delphox for example, yeah, go ahead and lead Sylveon Zard into my Delphox and just surrender the game on the lead pretty much. That's like maybe a little over exaggerating things, but that's like this is what makes Blastoise plus Delphox for example so good because they always have to like they have to respect both, but it's impossible. Like with a lot of teams, it's impossible to respect both, and then it's also somewhat lead roulette. But like that matchup is good. I think like against Big Six, they just go Delphox or Floette. That's just straight up better. They do usually not bring Blastoise. But the third matchup where Blastoise is like good. It's not great, but it's good into Sand, for example, because both Floette and Delphox are like not really that good into Sand, while Blastoise has a lot of like tools. It's not great either because like you only have Water Spout to hit like Tita, and if you have some damage, it's a little tough, and you're not faster than Excadrill after Shell Smash. But it's still way better than like Delphox and Floette, and this is what makes like like Blastoise so much more valuable on this slot because like Delphox, Floette, that's what I played. I realized that like the mirror is just super tough, and like the matchup into the Eric Rios matchup is like if you get Rock-Slide Flinch turn 1, you lose, and then it's still like mind games with King Gambit. So I think Blastoise is just really, really good.
Blastoise is also quite good under Rain. You outspeed the Swampert after a Shell Smash. You Dark Pulse hits everything really hard. Water Spout in the Rain forces the Pelipper to click Wide Guard on a lot of the turns, and it really wants to be doing other things. But
yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but
no,
it
go
also
ahead.
solos the like there's like this one Scovillain Lycan Walk Forces team still around. It solos that as well, by the way. So another
you can just get a really good position. It's really good into most Toxapex teams, since you can just cycle Fake Outs versus the partner and just Shell Smash in front of the packs, and they're like, shoot, I wish I could do damage. And just having the dark coverage is really neat for a double Fake Out core, since they can't fake out ghosts, and Frigoref stops you from faking out, and dark coverage hits all those guys pretty well. That's also why Gambit is on the team. But just having multiple flavors of dark damage is really good for a double Fake Out core.
Agree with all.
Yeah.
All right.
It just offers a lot to the team.
Now that
or the teams, but like regardless of which megas you choose, like any combination of the 3 is viable, and they all work. There are some folks who say that you should play all 3 megas on the team. I think that's a step too far, but I have heard that viewpoint endorsed.
No.
That's team found.
I won't be naming names at this point in time.
But like, who do you drop? Do you drop Gambit, or do you drop?
You would probably drop Gambit.
the
Yeah.
person in chat right now
Gambit is
saying drop
basically
Gambit.
playing as a mega on the team. Gambit, by the way, is crazy. I was saying this to.
It sucks. No. It's
Gambit
only
is bad.
crazy when you play against it. But if
That's
you
right.
play it yourself, it's freaking terrible.
Well, it's such a
I agree.
weird Pokemon because it does what several like megas are trying to do. like Metagross, for example, oh, I'm gonna be bulky and click Meteor Mash and Bullet Punch. Well, I would kind of prefer to just have dark coverage actually. And man, Sucker Punch is a lot better than Bullet Punch. And Clear Body is nice, but Defiant is really good.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got me there.
On that note,
So it's
Oh, you're immune to Icy one with Clear Body. They can still give it down.
Toler,
Yeah.
you wanted to talk about the 12th place team that has both those guys. Why choose between King Gambit and Metagross when you can run both of them? Obviously, top
That's
8
right.
of this tournament was pretty homogenous between those 3 teams, but
I
there
think
was some fun
Shohei's team
stuff.
is also somewhat interesting. But
Oh, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But I had the transition into the Metagross King Gambit team. Toler, you want to talk about this team? What do you think?
against this team in round 1, believe it or not. They played a great set against me, mixing up between different plans, either bringing or not bringing their Charizard and or Metagross. I don't think I've got a good sample of the team when I played against it, because I did the thing you're supposed to do with Big Six against Pex, where you kind of hold Basque for as long as you feasibly can. And I got a sense in game 2 they were maybe positioning in a strange way, and then noticed they didn't bring a Mega, despite having 2 of them. I assume reasons related to Metagross and Charizard were having a really tough time against the way that I was particularly choosing to play Charizard, and myself having faster Life Orb Garchomp made it tough to do some of the stuff that they wanted to do. But I think this team is so fascinating. There were several very interesting Toxpex teams in the tournament that are trying to pull sort of Wolf's work at an AIC forward a little bit. I don't really know like a good description of this. There are a few highlights though, or like a good high level description of it. A few highlights: no light screen, fake out foul play Grimmsnarl, recover Tox rather than wide guard.
Let's go.
Citrus, yeah.
Okay, I'm a fan.
Citrus Garchomp, this was actually very slow and very bulky. And then the Ironhead Hammer and Bullet Punch Metagross, the Akaberry 4 attacks Gambit. Things that are maybe less surprising, but still somewhat surprising. This team was operating very slowly and kind of using the Grimmsnarl and the priority from Metagross and King Gambit and the defense from Pex to like really play a slower game, despite having some of the more powerful offensive tools in the format.
I'm so confused because isn't like Zard's greatest asset like to Pex like White Guard to avoid Rock Slides, and also like it's also weird to see Toxapex without Intimidate plus Fake Out. Like we have Fake Out Grimmsnarl, I guess, but like Incineroar
Reflect.
or Scrap.
We got Reflect. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but like it just I generally I think this Grimmsnarl set is good because I hated like double screens Grimmsnarl. It just also gets fake outed by Incineroar, so having like faster fake out, maybe it has some speed, I could believe it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean Chomp and Metagross, who was it again who built like a Pex Chomp Metagross? Was it UB Slow or was it
Yeah, Ubisoft had something
Yeah.
very similar. Grimmsnarl.
yeah,
Couple weeks
with
ago.
the Metagross. Yeah.
right. So it somewhat reminds me of that as well. But yeah, with Oka King Gambit, also like, what is it supposed to do? I have no idea. Maybe just a Pokemon that removes like all the problems for Toxapex, like Goldango and opposing King Gambit. But
And Gas.
it
Yeah.
looks a little sus.
You have to bring it against Charizard too, which is probably the origin of the Akaberry. Because the Charizard teams are playing Basque and so forth.
All right, yeah.
A lot of the best Pokemon that can switch out of Infestation really don't like Gambit. You've got, Ghost types. You got Ensign, who's one of the main mons that has a pivot move. You've got, I guess Grimmsnarl can also do the parting shot stuff nowadays, but doesn't like looking at an Ironhead Gambit.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I think Gambit is just kind of a pretty straightforward inclusion on Pex teams a lot of the time.
I, for one, definitely noticed the lack of White Guard on. That was a big reason why they felt like they couldn't bring a mecha against me, which I think if you're running into that... they beat another Big Six player later in the tournament, so I assume they figured it out. At least one other Big Six player. I think just one. They were largely farming the Fari Charizard versions of the team. But if they were pressured into a position where they felt like they couldn't bring a Mega against one of the most popular teams in the format, in a mega format, I have questions at least. And it is genuinely very hard to justify bringing either Metagross or Charizard in that matchup, especially when they have faster Garchomp with Rock Slide, etc. But yeah, it's a fascinating take.
And so this is where I want to highlight a team that won a Japanese tournament that happened this weekend as well. That also had 4 of the same 6 Pokemon with Metagross, Charizard, Toxapex, Garchomp, and switched out the 2 Dark types for a different 2 Dark types in Hydreigon and Incineroar. And so, yeah, like you said, it's interesting that it's interesting. They also did beat a Big 6 in top 4. It looks like. Like you said, it's weird that they felt like they couldn't bring a Mega into Big 6. I'm curious how different this team is. I think the open team sheets are posted somewhere on here as well. In Japanese. So
this one is basically this is Ubisoft's team, I believe.
This is
Ubisoft still had Grimmsnarl over the instant slot, I believe.
No, I'm pretty sure Ubisoft had. Wait, I might be mistaken now.
I watched Colin Heyer's video. He played the Grimmsnarl version.
Okay,
Yeah.
then
I mean, I could be mistaken too. I'm mistaken all the time. But
I mean, all of these versions just look very similar, anyways.
it's
right?
the big thing everyone does is replace the Mammothswine with Garchomp, and usually replace the Sneasler with a Metagross for some reason, and go from there, right?
Yeah. Like Metagross, Zard, Pex, Fake Out Guy, Garchomp. Yeah.
But yeah, just wanted to flag. This is a team that seems to be picking up a little bit. And I'm curious, and it seems like there's some flexibility. It seems like there's a 4-mon core, and then you can switch out some of the what the dark types you want to use are. So I'm curious if this team's gonna pick up any more. Do you guys see this core seeing more usage over time?
Yes, I think Pex is real. I put it B+ in my tier list, which is like upper half.
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating team that was not done developing when Wolfie played it at NAIC and is not done developing now. And people are clearly trying to iterate on it and use Pex in interesting ways.
I would be surprised if Toxapex didn't get Worlds. You can use that as the thumbnail bait.
We've done a lot of thumbnails. Yeah,
I agree with that.
But yeah, no, like that one's not even a miscode. I just would be a little bit surprised if Pex didn't get Worlds.
I mean, I'm using Pex, and I'm going top 16.
Yeah,
but I'm not
that is-
cutting.
Yeah, you have to top 16.
Yep.
Keep going down.
Yeah.
Well, like the
2 more
after a certain
seasons, and
point,
then
you're
I will
supposed to
just...
stop showing up to Worlds, but he's still very much in the money at that point. You're supposed to go to this Worlds, Michael.
2 more words when I'm quitting for good.
No, dude.
We will see.
Leave it at the top of your game. Yeah. But
At that point, you'll be done with. You're like close to done with school now, right? Or sorry, this is completely unrelated.
We don't talk about
We don't-
college.
Well, great.
don't worry about it.
I don't know anything. Yeah.
Well, in that case, let's cover the last couple interesting teams from VR. Michael, you wanted to talk about Shohei's team, which had a Mammothswine on it. It's very similar to the team that Joey used to win the St. Jude tournament, except this time it has a Mammothswine on it. I think this is otherwise this 5 of the same 6 Pokemon.
Yeah, no Farigiraf is so weird, though, but like, I guess.
And I did watch him lose to the double fake out setup team in top 16 with Desu, and he kind of got bailed out by Rockslide flinches to win a game and still lost. So I'm not sure if I was convinced. I definitely was paying attention because I was very interested in how it worked, but I don't know. Michael, you had some thoughts about it. What do you think?
The most interesting part about this is like this Venusaur Zard combination with like Helping Hand Zard, because what I noticed when like looking at this team is like, for example, the Eric Rios team once again. I mean, we only have like 3 teams to talk about. The Charizard cooks almost everything on this team. It just struggles a bit into like Chomp and Arrow. But what if just both Chomp and Arrow just drop to Helping Hand Solar Beam? Then suddenly they are like forced to switch out, but then you just read that switch, click Solar Beam Heatwave, and you win the game of that. So if you face like a lot of this team, I think this matchup is just like very favored into like that. Dropping Farigiraf, as I just said, is like starts into like double fake out stuff, and that's the reason why he really looked like he didn't have a matchup. But yeah, I think like this combination of helping hand Zard plus Life Orb Venusaur is what's super interesting about this team. Jolly Rock Tomb Mamoswine is a weird choice. Like it doesn't strike me as like a lot of Pokemon on this team would benefit from like this Rock Tomb that much. It's not even like a super fast Rock Tomb either. Like Jolly Mamoswine hits 145 speed, so it's still slower than like Modest Floette. So it's not like you're slowing down Modest Floette so that your Zard outspeeds it. So I'm not sure about this one. Maybe he wanted to get around like White Guard plus Zard stuff as well. And then we also got this Iron Head Chomp. Like I can see it for like the fairies. But I think Scarf Chomp without stomping is always weird, especially if you only have one flying type with Zard. But hey, it worked for him to some extent. So yeah, but what's most interesting about this team, in my opinion, is just the Vino plus Helping Hand Zard. I think that's something that we should take, like, or that we should keep in mind when prepping for Worlds, because that combination is very dangerous.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more dangerous in close sheets because you can just lead Venuzard and like protect in front of any Garchomp board, and then just helping in Solar Beam, and the Garchomp dies. Like the calcs are pretty fun. It gets some other funny calcs that are the same calc but against a different Pokemon. But
I am very pro any Venusaur Zard team that isn't clicking Sleep Powder. Net positive for society.
True.
I do wonder if it is better in closed team sheet. Now, I did see Shiliang also tweeted out the team that he used on ranked ladder, and I think Lewis also used. Lewis was like number 1 on ladder for so long. I think he ended up 75th. Shiliang ended up 20th.
Louis Fonvier, right?
Louis, yeah, sorry. Yeah. But I saw that team also had the Pex that we talked about, had a Sash Annihilate on it, but otherwise was also using that Life Orb, Scarf Chomp, Life Orb Venusaur, which helping in Charizard. As the same core. I guess I have the paste here in English. So a lot of the same concepts there, and I agree. I think that it's super cool that you can just murder those Aerodactyls. It's like closed team sheet. It is really, really powerful. I'm curious if it's going to translate to open team sheet because Sleep Powder pressure is so good. And
I think it does. Honestly,
well,
I think it does.
I saw how he struggled into the protect the castle type teams, protect the president type teams, and Sleep Powder's really good there because they have to respect you clicking Sleep Powder into the president now. That's every turn, right? And that's one of the whereas
president,
right? Without President Delphox just does whatever he wants in front of Venusaur unless you have a Sash Sleep Powder. So I'm not sure about that. But,
Sleep Powder isn't even that good into Delphox because you can like you miss, you lose, and if you hit, they burn a sleep turn immediately. And if you're Sash, like you lead Venusaur Zard, they burn a sleep turn, you still have no damage into Delphox. Next turn they wake up, or even if they don't wake up, they can switch into Sinistra the next turn, then they wake up. Like Delphox farms Venusaur Zard quite a bit. Like I don't know if like Sleep Powder would help. I don't know if that sub helps either. I think you just need to use other pieces into Delphox in general.
Sure.
At least that's what I learned from my matches. Like when I played Delphox against Venu Zard, I never really struggled that much.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mickey. I was just going to play Venu Zard, Mamoswine, Sylveon, and just not be able to hit the Delphox at all with 4 of my main attackers.
Well, no, it's fine. Plan. You have Rock Tomb on the Mamoswine.
Right. It's yeah. Mamoswine wasn't redirectable because it's just that sick.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Any other teams from VR that we have to talk about? Do you want to talk about Tinkerton? Michael, I saw you recreated this team, right?
Yeah, I made a full team report on this. Obviously, it might not match with like what they actually played in the end, but I think Tinkerton is pretty cool. I don't think it's very strong. Let me check again where I put it in the list. I think like B-, which is still like not bad, but it's like number 60. It matches up well into like the rise of Farigiraf right now, right? Like Farigiraf is rising.
Photographs in this tournament, and yeah. I thought I just thought it was a really good meta call. Having the fake out that works into Giraffe.
When you look at 2 of the 3 losses, and it was against the Eric Rios Farigiraf Aerodactyl team, and then you're like, And also
That
they
is in
lost both
fact a
these
tough
sets
look.
2-0. Like it's not that they even won a game. They lost both sets 2-0. So when I was like, okay, if you cannot like farm this matchup with Tinkerton, what's the Tinkerton actually for? I attached a screenshot of like their run and like two out of their losses, like Ruben Giancini in round 6, and then against Nikolai as well. I was like, okay, I don't know if it's Tinkerton's fault or if it's like the rest of the team. But if this isn't a matchup Tinkerton is supposed to like make very favorable for you, which one is?
So, Michael, you're actually mistaken. It was all 3 of their losses were to Fargraf Charizard, not only 2 of them.
Oh, okay,
Wow.
yeah. Like
Oh yeah, yeah. One
Candy's
had a
team was
toxic
slightly different.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But I also thought about it. Like I looked at the team, I was like, it doesn't really have a Zard matchup. Like like the Zard matchup is Scarf Basque Legion, and then you're actually doing, in my opinion, something wrong. But yeah, I think Tinkerton is cute and on the correct teams. Like if you build around like Tinkerton and like other pieces, obviously you can make this matchup into like the most common for you have teams, probably super favorable. But then you're losing against other teams. Like you cannot bring Tinkerton into Big Six. You cannot bring Tinkerton into like some other matchups as well. But it also has a decently fast fake out for what it's worth.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably playable into some, like, the non-Zard pieces on Big Six. I guess the Basque also owns you. You're weak to Garchomp, but, like, not that weak to it. If you intimidate it, you can play rough it back.
Yeah,
Fairy
and
Aura
then you
play
look
rough
at play
kinda
rough
hurt.
calcs, and then you.
No. You look at the Fairy Aura play rough calcs, and then you forget that your Pokemon
I
suck.
did, and then like with Adamant Max Attack, you still do not OKO Chomp after Life Orb. It's so sad. It's
That's
genuinely
tough.
so sad. But also they also played Life Orb King Gambit, by the way. So
True.
huge
They had that one
kudos.
figured out.
All right.
Life Orb King Gambit, 3 fake outs. Let's go.
Yeah, other than that, like look at all these teams. My team finished 23rd with like Raichu. I don't think the team is that good anymore, honestly. But yeah, for what it's worth.
Hey, you lied. This is the play rough after a Life Orb gets there. It's like 88.6 min with the
I
Fairy Aura
get
play
them in
rough.
votes. I get them in votes.
I get the max rolls. I play against Toler
Okay.
sometimes.
Okay, good point.
Fair.
Yeah. That is a skill diff, right? Like some of us get mid rolls like me, some people get mid roll or min rolls.
Evil
Like
Chomp, get this out of my screen.
I get the Direct Claw sleeps. That's just, yeah. You gotta want it more.
You don't want to look at the Electros that made day 2 that went 7-5.
They are elevating up the standings.
No, they are E-Belt Garchomp. No.
that's bad.
Like, I guess there are a few cute things here. I still don't believe in like self-targeting Staraptor strategies at all. But I mean, it's good for me, I guess. I abuse that. So good trade.
Yeah. I do appreciate when my opponents use bad teams against me.
Yeah.
And that is one of the bad teams,
All right.
which is not good.
I didn't see a ton of other teams I want to talk about here in VR, and I do want to talk about some of the teams that did really well on the ranked ladder because there was some cool stuff here as well.
Yep.
So let's jump into it. Toler, I know you said you had to leave, so if you have to go,
I'll stay for the first part of this, and then I'll let you all take the initiative.
All right. Well,
But
first
yeah, I
off,
gotta get up for work tomorrow.
congrats to Zine, world champion, winning with this never before seen team. Never seen anything like it. Congratulations. Not going to talk too much about this, but the thing is, as there's all these cool teams in the format that we're like, that's kind of interesting. Like, let's check that out. And then at the end of the day, like, it's just the same 6 Pokemon that keep winning. It's just the same. Every single tournament is won by the same Aerodactyl, Sylveon,
Oh, he's
Charizard
running
team.
Sash Gambit on this row, which is cute, but like, oh no, wait,
Protect from the
it's
Sash Gambit.
yeah, okay, I guess.
It's a little interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm grasping at straws here. Like,
I'm not. Well, let's move on. So second place is a pretty cool team. Who is Kazira
Is
again?
it? I mean, it's just the standard pack stuff at this point.
The standard Peck stuff. I love that. That's where we are.
Wait, it's double ground type.
This is
They got a
Renya,
Chomper and an
right?
Arrow.
This
This
is
is Renya?
Renya of Renya Sun fame. Yeah, because
Okay.
the katakana there on the top is Rinya.
Yeah, that's R. Like the in-game name R is also Winya, so yeah, that looks recognizable.
I'd rate the build about 75 points. Thanks. Translate.
Okay, sure.
Also helping hand start with Live or Vino. I've been saying this is a trend. But yeah, Memo and
But this is Leaf Storm. This is Leaf Storm Venu rather than Solar Beam.
Which is
Tam,
more
imagine
powerful.
clicking Helping Hand Leaf Storm into Arrow just to miss. Yay.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
you don't get
They'll
to
miss
run
the rock
Solar
slide.
Beam in the closed team sheet. Zard dominant format, you just get rain dance done, and you're really sad.
Right. No. Also Walk Tomb Memo, I believe. Or is that Walk Slide?
Let me look.
Could be
Let's
Stealth
see.
Rock.
Hanzak
I don't believe it gets Stone Edge.
Fuji. That's probably not Rock Slide.
We're going Rock Tomb. Final answer.
yeah.
Okay.
Hanzak
Oh yeah,
It's
the Chomp is running
Yeah,
Walk Slide.
it's
I
it's
recognize
Rock Tomb.
it's Rock Tomb.
Yeah.
It's Rock
Yeah,
Tomb. This must have been what inspired Shohei's team.
yeah. Maybe. Like actually maybe, because it's 5 of the same 6 just with packs over what did Shohei run again? Sylveon.
There's an adage I like to use. Speaking of moves that miss, there's an adage I like to use as far as like best of one ladder players. Like the goal of a really good best of one ladder player is not to win 100% of their games. The goal of a really good best of one ladder player is to win like 75% of their games and then just play a lot of games. So if you have a few inaccurate moves that have really high upside, it's like slightly more incentivized in the best of one ladder environment compared to the tournament environment where you have to win like 85% of your games, where it's like, oh man,
No,
if I
you have to win
miss Leaf Storm-
85% of your sets. You
Yeah,
have to win
well,
85% of your games. You
true,
have to
true.
win
85% of your
2 out of
sets.
3 of 85% of your games.
Sure.
I
Okay. Well, then
guess,
it's
yeah.
fine. You just run Leaf Storm. Who cares?
Oh yeah, no,
But
I
I'm
think
also-
I think the optimal gets to just run the inaccurate moves when they're powerful in both cases.
Yeah. When the upside is high enough. But I like to
Yeah,
not
well, it's
concentrate
always
a lot
a-
of them onto the team because I'm always playing against, the games late in the tour where I'm playing against really, really strong players. I get punished inordinately for missing. So
I'm
Sure.
so confused when Rinya actually started up picking this team, because I recorded ladder matches for like my YouTube channel on Thursday, and he was running Eric Rios' team, and then on Friday I recorded again, and he was still running Eric Rios' team, and the season ended on like Tuesday, so he had like just very little time, or maybe he like had this team beforehand but didn't play with it anyways on ladder. But I faced Rinya like so often, which is
Michael,
funny.
Don't tell me that. You can lie to me. Please don't tell me that Aerodactyl, Charizard, Incineroar, Garchomp got first and second place. I don't need to know that.
I mean, you are in fact allowed to lie on Twitter. They don't have any terms of service about not doing that. So you could just like
Yeah.
finish second with Zard Swap and say, here's this cool Toxpex team that I used.
Like like
Well, I'm not
maybe he
accusing
started
him of
playing
doing
with
that.
it.
I'm saying that is a thing that one could do potentially.
Yeah, I also
and-
like it sucks that like they take not the team you played the most. They only take like the last game you play with the team. You could also lose the game, and then the screenshot will still show like this is the team you used. It's a little unfortunate.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, there's not a good way to just check every team that you use and average. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
it's
fair.
fine. But
So now we get to the fun stuff. I'm talking about the 6th place team. I'm skipping all the way down to 6th place. With the Megastaraptor Whimsicott Glamora team.
Life of Whimsicott. What did I just miss? Oh my god.
Life of Whimsicott.
fire.
we got Wimglim. We're so back.
I don't
I
know
think
what grass
Wimglim
move
is
it is. Probably
great,
Energy Ball.
Yeah, it is. Solar Beam? Anybody?
Solar Beam with the Charizard? I mean, you can.
No. You
No,
can,
it's
but you
a
really
different
don't.
move from the Charizard's grass move. So
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
not Solar Beam.
What if the Charizard is running? Surely Charizard gets a second.
Does
I don't
Life
know
Orb
that it does.
Whimsicott one shot 2 HP
Sure.
Garchomp?
I will.
Surely.
I guess the
I,
Calic.
surely it does.
It's a roll. It deals
No.
94 to
But
111.
Wait, what
It's
if you're modest? What if you're modest?
Modest does get there, but it's a
yeah,
62% chance with Timid.
Okay, I'm running
Modest.
modest. Life Orb.
Modest has the issue where it is a point slower than Jolly Chomper.
Oh,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that is a problem, but you know.
Yeah, that one gets in the way of killing Chomper. Yeah, you just get the roll with Timid. You are allowed to abuse the Chompers for largely being offensive glass. We saw the Life Orb game do it earlier, and now Life Orb Whimsicott's also here to do that.
I'm just happy
Uh,
that this Whimsicott is not running Charm or Tickle. It's running Protect.
Yeah.
They
I
probably got a
hate
lot of. Yeah.
I'm gonna use my platform here to say that I hate people doing the thing where they dedicate and every top player hates this, right? Like I'm not the only one. People like building serious teams where they dedicate meaningful move slots just to boosting up their Staraptor. Like the mark of a good Mega Evolution is that it doesn't need its team to do a bunch of extra stuff for it to be good. Like this is why Electros is not an S tier Mega because you need to do 6 different things to have Electros survive long enough to actually get Beast Boost and win it. By the time you have Beast Boost, you're already ahead. Charizard takes a KO and it basically has Beast Boost because you're up a Pokemon.
No, that's a good take.
So like,
It's
I
fine to do
appreciate the
if you're
people that are
winning.
using Staraptor on its own. I guess.
You know, you have to be winning really hard when you get it off, and
Yeah.
it very rarely gets to that point. So
Right.
Yeah.
Calyrex could do it.
Yep.
The Calyrexes and more Shadow Rider could do it, but that was a confluence of a lot of things.
It is hard to justify when you're not clicking a spread move, especially, right? That's the big one where
Mhm.
you need to if you're clicking 2 attacks to get an attack off, you better be taking 2 KOs on that turn.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree.
Otherwise, even a lot of times, even something like Espathra clicking Lumina Crash, as I found out in Indianapolis. A lot of times, even then, you're clicking 2 attacks to double your damage, but you need to call your slot right. You lose to protect a lot of the time. A lot of these Raptors, you just gotta you plan if you're committing 2 attacks into doing big damage on one slot, you really are playing call the slot.
Especially because like Intimidate goes off, like even if I switch in, it still goes off before you Mega. It's like the Staraptor is so vulnerable to everything, literally everything. Stop
Yes, it
using
has,
like
no
I'm not saying
resistances.
stop using it, but like stop using it the way you think it's intended to. Because the way it's intended to is just stacking up close combat and like maybe getting a tailwind off. That's in my opinion the way to use Staraptor.
Either Talon or a Roost, they can both win the game, but yeah, you don't need to put Charm on your Whimsicott. Maybe a side parting shot with an Incineroar. That's the extent of it.
Yeah, that's like okay.
And even that's pretty
And
greedy.
you do that rarely.
Yeah, it's really greedy that you can afford to do that, but that's the extent of what. Yeah.
How do
Go
we
ahead.
feel about Whimsicott Glamora on a Staraptor team? Because that's the part that really stands out to me as something I haven't seen a lot of people do, but actually makes a lot of sense as a Staraptor partner.
To help with big fairy problems, etc.
Yeah, no, that seems pretty good.
Yeah. I think Glamora we're back to the point in the metagame where Glamora is likely underplayed, and that's my single meta hot take. Entire
They did
podcast.
just do really well with Zard and Fallout, so I can see that.
Yeah,
I did
well
put
that,
Glamora-
and I lost to Zard and Sylveon.
I did put Glamora in B+
I agree.
as well, and asked myself, like, I was shouting into the camera why nobody is using it, why it doesn't have any results, because I'm confused. I'm literally just confused because
Yeah.
it is in a really good spot right now. It didn't even get like worse with the new additions. Yeah, we got some steel types with like Goldango, Metagors, Mawile, but you still have like Earth Power for those, and it's not like the steel types are actively like hurting Glamora. They instead also help like activating Toxic Debris as well, for what it's worth, because they are all physical. I guess Goldango isn't, but like the other two. Also, Mawile isn't even running a steel type move most of the time, so you actually have a decent typing into it if they run like Play Rough, Rockside, Sucker Punch. So why do people not use Glamora? I'm so confused. I also used
Don't
it.
worry, in
and
2
then
weeks I
double-
think we'll see a lot of Glamora teams.
I hope so. I hope so. Like maybe I don't hope so because it's an annoying Pokemon, but like it's good, and I want people to use like good stuff.
People should use good Pokemon. You heard it here first.
I am interested
Yeah.
in seeing if people. I really think Staraptor is a Pokemon that people. It hasn't seen a lot of play. It saw a lot of play early on, and people were using it maybe a little wrong. But it just seems like to me, I look at it, I'm like, this Pokemon is powerful. Like it does a really powerful thing inherently. Why is it doing as poorly as it is? And so now looking at some of the best of one results that I think a lot of people take inspiration from. I mean, it does have some weaknesses. Fairy type Floette. Floette being the second best mega in the game is a big impediment to it doing well. But it does. I don't know. I'm thinking. I think that people are. It seems like some of these teams we're looking at are starting to figure it out, and I think it's not going to be as low a usage as it is right now. This is probably the bottom of where it's going to be in terms of usage in tournament play.
I don't gotta disagree with that because the problem with it is like the entire meta game, like the top meta Pokemon, they all match up well into it. It's like Basculegion, Zard, Floette, Whimsicott, Aerodactyl, Delphox, Blastoise, Goldengo, Gengar, Sylveon. It's like where does Staraptor actually like match? Like what does it match up well into? I don't really see it.
It feels like the type of mon that's going to pop up in a year and a half and win a random regional. And everyone's going to say, oh, okay, I guess there's these 5 factors that let Staraptor just kind of, like all of its counters were suppressed enough, and it just got to do its really powerful thing.
It's
And
tough because fighting flying is not a good defensive typing, and it's trying to do defensive things with close combat.
we just need the Kartana format, and Staraptor's going to go crazy.
You're so right. Yeah,
Ooh.
Kartana, Return of Kartana. Oh my gosh. There's so much old head bait in the Champions formats.
Yep.
I'm in for it. I played a bit with old formats and they are fun.
You know, you mentioned Golden Go, and I was like, oh, I wonder how Golden Go did in VR. And I want you to ask, I want to ask you a question, Miki.
Okay.
Without checking the standings, maybe you already
I'm
have.
not here.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
How
I
many
have not
Golden
checked
Go? How many Golden Go were on the 99 day 2 teams? I believe it was 99 in Champions Arena 2.
I think there was none in Top Cut. Like I know that.
There weren't any in Top Cut. Yep.
So my guess is, surely there were still like a few. My guess is like, it should be at 10%, but it's probably lower. I go with 7.
7 Golden Go.
I'm
Okay.
going with 4.
Okay. Adi, do you have a guess?
I cheated. I looked it up.
Oh, you cheated? Yeah. There were 2.
What?
There were two.
Yeah.
I put it in A tier.
No.
I put it in A tier of my tier list. I'm looking like a dumb fool now. I put it over Mega Swampert. I still stand behind this take, but I'm a fool.
It was maybe just low usage because people were reusing teams, but yeah, I mean, even after it had a good run on that Golden Go Charizard team that we saw do well in GCF, like 2 of them in this particular Victory Road is kind of a crazy swaying of the statistical dice. to say the
Also,
least.
like 7-5 at best.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
one
on a
of them
Staraptor
was eight.
team,
on an Electros team.
even better.
Shout out
God.
to Sebastian Reyes.
But to be fair, if you look at like how many top players are using Goldengo as well,
Yeah,
I mean, I see Billy
Billy?
used it. I see Pengy used it. I see Kenneth used it. Like, these are not no ones who are using.
yeah.
Like, there's some
No,
good players
you're
using
right.
this team Pokemon too. They all flopped.
yeah, it's interesting.
and the reason is Goldengo, I believe.
Surely the reasons will then go.
At this point,
There are a confluence of interesting factors. I think it's kind of competing with Chomp for the Life Orb, and getting to run Life Orb on your gold is kind of nice because running, for example, Timid Golden Go means you get Power Gem with Life Orb to one-shot all the Charizards and still have Make It Rain and Shadow Ball. Like, that's kind of nice. You hit Blast, you hit Zard, but you have big Gambit problems with Gold.
yeah.
Load up.
Now
the
once again, like
That's
the best.
the answer. It's the way.
It's similar to Staraptor that like the best like Pokemon the meta with Chomp, Basculegion, Gambit, Zard, Incin match up well into you. So you have to put in a lot of work to make Goldengo work. I think it's just not a nasty Pokemon, which leads me like I think there was a top 8 team for sure from ladder that had like Power Gem, Sash, Goldengo.
Yeah, it was
and
pulled
that
up.
one I think is like pretty good.
This is the team that is this. Oh man, who's this person? I have their name. They're Chinese, right? They said they're posting a.
Shinyu? No.
No.
Was this Shinyu's team?
Wait, let me check.
Also another Wimglim.
No, sorry. Shinyu had a different team. This is a. I don't know who this is. But they had. This is the Power Gem Goldango / Goldango team with Scovillain, and Mega Dragonite, which is pretty cool, right? Because we've seen some very similar Mega Scovillain teams, but I don't know if we've seen the Sash Goldango on them nearly as much, and I'm a big fan of it. I think that it's a we keep looking at Sash Pokemon that, one, it's a way to use your Sash to endgame Scarf Basculegion or just Basculegion in general, which is really nice. It also is a Sash Pokemon that is immune to Sandstorm, which is also really nice and puts a lot of work in versus Sand without losing your Sash, which is pretty cool. I think those two things make it pretty powerful, and then also threatening Zard as a Goldango is also really nice with Power Gem. Also, obviously threatening Incin, although I think you're probably not gonna stay in on as many Incins trying to click Power Gem.
Half.
Yeah.
Nah, not less than half. You still do like 50.
Depends if you're timid or modest.
Nah, they are modest. If they are running timid, they are bad. Simple reasoning. Like, what's between 136 and 149 at this point? And don't tell me it's Jolly Bask. Jolly Bask is fake. Okay, we saw Jolly Mamoswine. Shohei used Jolly Mamoswine. You got me there.
Got him,
but
he got himself.
You're sending these
probably.
cards. Everybody's running Impact and Cinnamon right now, so
You're
I'm
right.
not worried about it.
There are no careful Incineroars in Bossing Say.
No, but it's also not just Zard that you like trade with. You can trade against Basculegion as well. You can trade against, you can attack in front of Sucker Punch King Gambit to knock out the slot next to it. So there are a lot of upsides behind running this moveset.
Mm-hmm. I am fully willing to accept the propaganda that the best Golden Ghost set for this metagame has not been broadly selected yet. I'm willing to take that. Yeah. But hasn't been great so far.
No, that for sure.
Yeah.
It is probably going to end up being some weird stuff because the basic stuff has really not been hitting. So, and we agree that there's a good Pokemon in there somewhere.
Yeah,
probably.
Right. Make It Rain still, they're like, oh well, it's it's 95% accurate now. It's -2. I mean, that's overheat, but double target.
Yeah.
That's still a good move.
Yeah.
I mean, the other Goldango that performed very well was you remember the second place finish of the Smogon Live tournament with this Talonflame overheat team?
Yes.
That one also I think had Power Gem, but it was
did?
Live Orb. But it was also Power Gem Dango. So you just in this current meta game, where is the place you get a nasty plot up? Do you get it up in front of King Gambit? Do you get it up in front of Charizard? Do you get it up in front of Garchomp? It's just not happening.
Right.
So people could let it go.
And then even if you get your nasty plot off and it's cool, now you click Make It Rain and they protect to switch in their Incineroar and you feel and now you're back to neutral and you did 40% to an Incineroar. Good job. It still feels bad. I don't know. I'm a believer in Power Gem. I think it is higher impact.
No, I agree.
All right. Any other thoughts about this team?
Scovillain is interesting because I think Scovillain was only used on this Frostless team lately. So it's cool to see that Scovillain also can get paired with D-Knight, which is pretty cool. And I am curious. There's an ice move on the D-Knight.
I think that's Haze.
I wanted to say, is it Haste? That's pretty cool with Goldango. And also getting rid of Intimidate on your. Okay, yeah,
that's Haze.
It's Haze, yeah. So it's cool for Intimidate purposes against Chomp, Basculegion as well. And it's also good for Overheat Scovillain for what it's worth. So a lot of nice synergy and against setup stuff.
Yeah,
obviously.
you have Draco Meteor and Air Slash, and then Tailwind Haze, so you can play Dragonite Golden Go, and the plan is you fast Tailwind, make it rain.
Yeah.
Haze, make it rain. Haze, make it rain.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no. Golden Go was a thing in a past life. To haze your Golden Go and make it rain again, and so.
It was also the first format we had. Also the second format. I think Reg B also had.
Yeah, it was.
Dango still.
Mm-hmm.
never that good, but it was very used at the very, very start of Series 1.
And now you have a Mega on your Dragonite, and you have more of a reason to
It'd be really
click.
fast.
And you have more of a reason to click Haze than ever. So I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like it a lot. I think this is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Haze
have
without
your two
Dodo
physics
is
stackers.
cool. Yeah,
All right.
I like it as well.
Jumping down to number 15 because I referenced Zinyu. I knew they had a cool team. I forgot which cool team it was. It turns out it was the other Staraptor team. This one also with the Gold Engo. Hey, what do you know? Another Goldie team. This one with a Cerulege on it. And no other Mega. So no, it's not a Zard team masquerading as a Staraptor team. This is a real Staraptor team. Let me see. I know I got the video.
They are plot. They are plot. No.
They're what?
Plot
What?
Dango
Let's see.
with spell tag.
Let's see if I can get the paste from Billy. I don't know how this website really works.
Also, why is it bulk? Like, it's also interesting to see bulk up Savulage on such an offensive team.
It's just the way you play them on. Yeah, you can set up you get into position against Zard, and they're like, ah, shoot, I have to reposition, and the bulk up lets you like sustain against the guard chomp, and
Fair
like you
enough.
can protect and then tank one attack and heal it off, and then protect again, and by then you've like done enough positioning to resolve the chomper problem. Just gets you there for the one turn you need.
I guess. But like it's just weird to see like Nasty Plot Dango, Bulk Up, Savulage without like your support is I guess Charm, Whimsicott, and Intimidates the
Yeah.
Raptor or what? Like
Yeah,
it's a little
turn ones
just-
along with bulk up, like you get some multipliers cooking.
Oh true, yeah, like you can Charm, Chomp, Bulk Up, Moonblast next turn, Bitter Blade. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not that bad now that I think about it.
Yeah, no. So like this is a Charm Whimsicott team where they're actually using the charm to support other pieces other than just the Staraptor, which is probably what you need to be doing if you're running Charm Whimsicott.
No, that's true. The
I-
Savulage spread makes me mad. Well,
I wish I could watch the team report. It is fully in Chinese. It looks like, and they have. But I guess I could watch the gameplay. They have some gameplay here too. I will maybe have to check this out a little bit later because this is a bunch of mons that I am very interested in personally. Yeah, this is kind of cool.
you're
I
only
mean,
looking at the Raptor, don't you?
I'm looking at Staraptor. I like Cerulege. I mean, I really do think that there's this like Staraptor and Goldie are the two mons that I'm looking at. And I'm like, these guys are too good given their usage. People have to be using them wrong. How do we use them right? Right? Like that's where my head is at in terms of like underused Pokemon right now. How do we not just use the same 6 Pokemon on Charizard? And so whenever I see a team that uses them a little differently, I'm definitely always a little curious. So I might have to watch this a little later.
So I did watch the team report, and I'm not telling you not to watch it. My one takeaway from the report was they had 3 games of like commentated gameplay. I do not speak a lick of Chinese, but I did notice that 2 of the 3 games were the Cerulege farming Torkoal teams. So take from that what you will. Obviously, they got a really good ladder finish. That's what I was noticing watching the report. So I do have to pass that on to you lovely folks watching this.
This the team does.
I mean,
look like the farms-
I want to know how to win against Torkoal. Torkoal,
Yeah.
big threat right now.
Have you considered putting Cerulege in your team? I heard that's pretty good into Torkoal.
That one does
I'm-
solve it pretty well.
I think it's interesting to see even the setup Golden goes running spell tag as opposed to, you know, what we would usually use in prior formats to make it rain better, like Metal Coat. Like choosing your one type boosting item to be spell tag means that you can take out Basket Legion more reliably. That's important. You also hit Charizard more reliably. That's important. So I think
Or you
like,
just run Stash Power Gem.
or you just run Sash Power Gem, raise speed, which I'm onto it. But if you want to set up your gold, I think it's interesting to see so many people moving to spell tag rather than Metal Coat.
I think even
just-
then I want to run an anti-berry. Like I don't know, it
Yeah.
just ties to everything. I gotta see it work somehow. Like okay, maybe you can set it in front of like Sneaser Sinistra boards, and then you're happy with your Golden Go. But
I think this is an interesting feature of MA and MB is that the like strata of offensive options that are available make it like the way that I have set up defensive cores in this format is different than I would usually set up defensive cores in the format.
Oh yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Like I don't know. It's a weird mix of attack. Like of course it's still Fairy Ground Fire. Those are still very relevant, but like fighting Ghost Dark being very present in the format has been a real wrench in a lot of the ways that I usually process the defensive cores.
Yeah, but that's also why bulky waters such as Toxapex and Milotic are popping off a bit, because their weaknesses, grass and electric, they are like
Present.
pretty fake. Like the best electric types being Rotom Wash and Raichu is a testament, and like grass types, the best offensive grass type is Sinistra.
It's
Not
Venusaur.
kidding.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
at
it's
least.
Solar Beam Venusaur.
I guess.
Time to run
you
my
made a good point, right?
time to run my Rotom cut. Right? It sounds like that's the play.
Right, because it
It's like-
goes Sinistra and Venusaur and then a drastic drop off. To quote
No.
you.
We also saw the Grass Knot Whimsicott earlier.
Well,
The
I mean,
Life Orb Grass Knot.
honestly, like that's what you gotta do. Put like some grass coverage on your guys. Like, yeah, there's a Boma Snow, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
looking at my tier list, so yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that like a few types are very underrepresented, which is why other types have a field day, pretty much.
All right. I am scrolling through the other ladder teams, see if there's anything else we wanted to talk about. But
31 looks kind of fun.
31, yeah. Call them out as we wanna pull them up, because I do not want to have to look through all of them. This is Kuro Honalo. Where do I know that name from? I feel like that's another player that I see at the top of the ladder using fun teams all the time.
Please tell me it's close combat Scrafty, because I also appealed in my video that like the best Scrafty set is pairing it with Farigiraf and investing max attack with close combat, because
Really good at
like
CC. I've also tested that. Yeah.
Okay, they are Ice Punch. I was also like debating between Ice Punch and Poison Jab, and like I think both work, like close combat, knockoff, breakout, and then like either Ice Punch for both Chomp, and it hits Whimsicott still reasonably well, and it's good into D-Knight, while Poison Jab obviously hits like Sylveon and Floette harder, so both work. I like Triple Fire Pyro a lot as well. Yeah, good team.
That is Drain Punchy. It's a Drain Punch, not Deflate Ball.
I think CC is better in Tedaz, but people will figure it out in time. Trust.
So knock off
50.
Drain Punch. Pick out.
57, we've got Triple Mega. And by Triple Mega, I mean 3 Mons that could potentially Mega.
Okay.
Oh God.
I will get to that.
Oh my god, I already saw 57 and I also 38. I lost to 38 on my stream. Like I streamed and you don't want to know, like they hard rate me every turn and I was like, okay, as long as they are not like live orb Meowscarada, my bold Floette is winning here. I'm half-life with my bold Floette and I see that Flower Trick KOs me and I'm like, Flower Trick cannot crit the crit. And then I see live orb and I'm like, are you kidding me? And they had some other crazy stuff as well. But yeah, first this team,
Oh,
triple mega.
This team is wild.
It's not triple mega. It's double mega.
I honestly, that's the thing is, if I saw this team, I would have assumed it was non-Mega Staraptor clicking Final Gambit to trigger him for your Mega Malamar, or your Malamar plus Mawile. I would not have thought that. Like that's the crazy. I mean, this is not a best of 3 team, obviously, but like I don't think I would ever see any of this stuff coming.
Yeah, I think Roselli Berry makes sense on Malamar, all things considered, but it's still super weird. To be fair, Malamar plus Mousehold isn't a bad combination, because the way you stop Pop Bomb Mouse is you either intimidate it, thank you for the Intimidate on Malamar, you either use like Walk or Steel types, they are weak to Superpower, or you use Ghost types that are weak to Knockoff. So like they have pretty nice synergy, all things considered. But they are not running like Fake Tears or Charm on their Mousehold, which they could have done, but they didn't.
They only have 2 ways to take advantage of it.
Right.
Life Orb Meowscarada. Is that the tech, Michael? That make it viable?
Like I against it, and like Nate pointed out that, or was it you that pointed out the number 38 team that also had live orb Meowsquada. I am not entirely sure what kind of calcs live orb Meowsquada is supposed to get. But I can tell you like what resets are. It's Scale Shot, Superpower, Tailwind, Protect, Dragonite. It's Sash, Sylveon. With Yawn. This Meowsquada has Triple Axel, of course. Like, this team was genuinely terrifying. And I still can't believe, like, I thought, oh, I have Bolt Floette. I looked at this matchup and I was like, yeah, Bolt Floette just giga farms, man. Until they superpowered my Incineroar turn one, they I still have to recover from this game. But yeah, this is such a crazy team that I don't think like they made the sets public. Oh, they did. Yeah,
They did.
it's like Triple X's Sucker Punch, Meowsquada. It's not even max speed. Like, at this point, there are a few Pokemon that run like 190, right? And like Gengar sometimes, or like Scovillain and Tailwind, some Sylveon and Tailwind have like 190. Why are you not running max speed Meowsquada? Why are you running free defense? Like, this is like they are better than me. They finished 38th. I finished like 180. Like, I suck. But this Dragonite, by the way, was not Tailwind. It was Extreme Speed instead. I've messed something up there. They like the Sylveon set as well. Like, what are we cooking? Like, they are cooking indeed. But also Choice Scarf Goldengo being slower than Aerodactyl and Delphox. Delphox outspeeding Choice Scarf Goldengo. Which world are we living in? But kudos to them. Very cool team. But I still have to recover from Curse, Mudstale with Heavy Slam as well. Yeah.
You've had an experience here.
I have had an experience.
And now we've experienced his experience.
Again, how much of this is best of one stuff? I think probably the
Everything?
Goldengo, probably the no, but like I'm listening. I mean, here's the thing: we just had this whole rant about how there's no grass type coverage, and now you want to tell, and now we see two Life Orb Meowscarada teams, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe this is real. Like that might be something that we can actually take away from these.
I think White Orb D-Knight also is pretty cool. D-Knight
Scale
has...
Shot, it's not reliable.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm not...
90% of the time, it makes you go fast. Don't ask who we're outspeeding with the go fast. I guess probably just Jumper, but
I just want Clear Amulet back, guys. That's all. I'm just being nostalgic.
Give me AV. Everyone is waiting for AV. I'm not. I'm waiting for Covered Cloak.
I want my
Oh
safety
my
goggles.
god.
Nah, safety goggles are like, for now it's fine until they add like more guys like Lilligant or Amoonguss.
It's good that they're never adding Smeargle.
And that's what you think. Also, to answer Bear's question, I gotta do what I gotta do, right?
Yeah, you gotta nail that top 16 down. At least you still get prize
Or
money.
Geo use the base Gyarados.
Yep.
But yeah,
Alright.
no like crazy teams. Serena Raichu is somewhat interesting.
I wanted to pull up I'm always into Starmie. I see a Starmie in doing well.
You are dummy, damn.
It's
Yeah, dude.
fascinating how the increased competition for high rankings in champion tier, in champions, as compared to Scarlet and Violet and stuff like that, and previous games is what I should say.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how that pressure, I think, kind of pushes the situation where you're either playing like one of the best things in the format, like Shohei was doing, or you're doing something that is explicitly going to be good in close sheets, like the Life Orb Venusaur, like the Life Orb Triple Axel Meowscarada. Like, we see a lot of these top placements are like Big Six or Aerosil Zard, or one of the other teams that was good in VR, or something insane. So it's...
Why are people hiding stuff like that? Sorry, but go ahead.
I mean, no,
there's a big tournament coming up in a month and a half. But
yeah, no one cares about that though. But it's like we see.
I don't even know if they are
you're either
qualified for
playing-
Worlds, but yeah.
You're either playing
the-
one of the best things in the format, or you're playing something that is explicitly good in close sheets, and that striation is, or not striation, I guess, but it's one or the other part of best of one ladder is really showing up a lot is interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. But like, there is also no in between really. Like, what do you consider like in between. There's only
Probably
Well,
the
it's like-
Lifeform Venusaur next to Helping Hand Charizard. That's
I'm
like
not seeing a
the
lot
best
of
color in
Swampert
between.
Rain. I'm not seeing a lot of like random, not a lot of Frothloss good stuff. Although there is one. Um, I don't know, like a lot of the tier 2 teams that you might consider. But yeah, you're right. Maybe there's not a relevant tier 2 team. Also
No,
interesting not to see them
I
out of
mean,
those talk tracks here.
yeah, Rain just has the same issue it has in M&A where it loses to Zard. So that's just that's a lot to overcome.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
if you're the water team and you lose them to the fire team, like what is it you would say you do here? Like, tell me why I'm using Rain. It's just
Right.
it's tough.
Well, it looks like if you're using Rain, you're either using it with a Gengar on the team to trap the sun in, or you're using it with a Charizard on the team. Apparently, is what I heard is the play.
That's what Rajan was doing.
That's what Rosh was
Yeah.
doing. I
Yep.
saw Michael made a video with it.
Alex used it in VR as well. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, Raid's got to do something a
Good
little
team.
unfair, like Starmie. Why not just use why not put Starmie on your Raid team? Why not?
There are multiple reasons why, and I don't have to explain it.
I don't
His
have
name
to
is King
explain
Gambit,
it.
but
I mean, there are way too many
Looks at King
problems
Gambit.
out there.
Oh,
Like
Oh,
the
the
problem
other-
is also just you're having single target moves. You're not Charizard. You're not Garchomp, and your single target moves are also like your psychic move is just terrible. Like Psycho Cut is weak. Zen Headbutt is Zen Headbutt.
also weak.
Yeah. Also, you don't have
Yeah,
Wave
it
Crack.
needed weight. But
Yeah.
like, I don't even know if that one would have been illegal, but it would have made it a real Pokemon. Maybe it would be toxic. Probably wouldn't. Oh.
Nah, it wouldn't. I think it would have been fine.
Like you're mega recoiling with its attacking move, and being intimidate weak, is like kind of a lot. We see that with Zardax, so
I was
Yeah,
about
probably
to say, like
Yeah.
that X syndrome. What happened to that guy? Like he should have been better in Reg MB with all the steel types added. I guess we got some intimidators with Warwild sometimes, and Staraptor. But where's that X?
so like I was saying, if you're recoiling yourself with Flare Blitz,
Okay.
and you're also getting intimidated, just the turn economy math doesn't add up. You have to spend too many turns Dragon Dancing to deal with the intimidates, and like even if you get set up, you can't sweep an entire team. So it just it doesn't add up. The guy's just not very good because even when he's good, he's not great.
Right.
all right. I will give everyone a chance. Are there any other teams that you wanted to call out and look at from this from the Liberty Note top 100 teams in Master Ball, or not Master Ball rank, Champions rank?
Did you
It is-
open the 95 place? Because
God.
it has Houndstone Mousehold with White
yeah.
Shutita Whimsicott. Like, what?
You played
is
something like
that?
this, didn't you? But with like Ally Switch Houndstone?
Nah, something like this is crazy work. I only played like Houndstone Tyranitar, but this is mad work because this is like I don't know where to start because if I had to guess what items they have, I don't know. My guess would be like, is it Mega Tita? Is it like, is there a Sash anywhere even? Like, I don't.
We've got 5 Pokemon who want to focus Sash.
Yeah, you have Sneasel, you have Whimsicott, you have Tita.
I mean, I guess that
you
is
have
every
White-
team in the format to some extent, but like still, Sash is the best
Yeah.
item. But like all of these ones do really want it.
Actually, is it not all 6? I guess Houndstone is the only exception.
Oh, I was saying Tyranitar is the Mega Stone. I mean, Raichu also has the Mega Stone, but Tar doesn't really need Sash. You just switch to Houndstone. That solves the fighting type weakness.
Right, or Alice.
I
Which,
guess.
I don't see the problem.
I mean, either one solves the problem. Yeah.
Listen, man, you got 3 fighting resists on the team. Don't ask how much your 2 fighting resists take from fighting moves, but you got 3 fighting resists on the team.
Right.
Yep.
And also
Sure do.
there's one other team, or like it's not a crazy team, but it's still a team. It finished like multiple times in this list. It's 20. Wait, what was it again? 20. I can't find it. It's 29. Yeah, Edu. Like Edo's team is something that we have like seen a bit now. It also performed well in best of three. He used it in like the Sangjutu, I believe, to get top 4 with. It's a interesting approach on Parish, and I feel like with all like it farms a lot of standard teams in my opinion. It looks like it has a good matchup into most standard teams, which is something I just wanted to highlight.
We had Mr. Rishi on last week. He was talking about Mega Gengar. I think I don't know. I think it's one of those things where you have to be very targeted with your hate for Mega Gengar, and so you're gonna have really, really good matchups, and you're gonna have a swingy matchup spread because you kind of have to be. You have to really optimize your choices and build your team in a way that you could take advantage of Shadow Tag. My experience with Shadow Tag was also that you set up this entire game to get yourself in this perfect position because you don't get trapped in turn 1. So it usually takes you until turn 2 or 3 to really get yourself in a position that you want to be in. And then you better win the game from there, right? And if anything goes wrong in those first couple turns, I feel like you lose. And that's really tricky. But I think it's very precise. It's very precise, and it's then I think that you have to like hit your matchups a little bit as well.
Are we doing the same thing where we say Gengar is a top 3 Pokemon, maybe the best Mega, like in Rec MA? It was close.
I mean,
close.
It did win a tournament. It won a regional or special event.
Sure
whatever.
did.
Yeah. It won 2 in, yeah. But then in NAIC, I think there was none in top 32.
Yeah.
Which is
because it was Gengar week the week before, so people respected it.
It's like Gengar week leading up to Worlds. It's Worlds maybe Gengar week because
Maybe.
Yeah. If it is, please let me know. I'm pretty bad at playing Gengar though, so I'd have to practice.
Yeah, I put it in A tier in my tier list, and I don't know if that's too high or too low.
No, that's a good spot for it. It's either too high or too low, and we don't know which. So that means that's the average placement.
There's like 6 Megas competing for the 3rd best Mega slot right now, right? So it could be there. I don't know.
Like it's Loet and Blastoise. No, Arrow for sure.
No Arrow, no Delphox, no Gengar, no. You see Staraptor, no Metagross, no Mawile, no.
Gardevoir.
You want to put an imposter in there?
No.
Okay. Gengar suffers from a lot of the same problems that many other like should be strong but aren't quite strong Pokemon in the format have, which are Gengar, I'm weak to Ghost and Dark. And like those being very relevant attacking types, and a ghost type that can switch out of Shadow Tag also being capable of clicking a strong ghost move, being in the format, that's rough for Gengar. And whenever I have friends that I'm friends with Mr. Rishi, who's brought Gengar to a lot of recent tours. He's not playing in Worlds, I don't believe, but like worked on it a lot. And I have a lot of friends that have like been Gengar one tricks for all of MA. Like these are problems that are repeated over and over again in the ways that they engage with the game at the tournament level. It's like, okay, I have to deal with King Gambit, and it fucking sucks. I'm sorry, it really sucks.
That's fine.
And I'm running 4 fighting moves on my team, like actually 4 fighting moves on my team.
I remember the time.
So like,
but Gengar performed like well in Grand Champions Festival, like top 4 from Santi, top 8 from me. And it won an event in Turin, but it still always feels like you're playing at a disadvantage nonetheless.
Shadow Tag is really good, and that is a legitimate reason to use the Pokemon, but yeah, it's not the same Pokemon it necessarily was in 2018, where the only thing you were worried about was
Is it the new Pokemon? Is it like Best Legion King Gambit?
Yeah, no, it is more or less entirely the new dex. It just doesn't have anything that it beats. It has exactly Sneasler that it like actually farms.
And if you look at 2018, like, is Landorus that was a big problem.
In 2018 it had all the Tapus that it got to Sludge Bomb.
Oh yeah,
and
right.
It had Como that it was supporting with Sludge Bomb, and it just like had a very clear win con that you could put next to it that was going to be really strong. And then there were some other Gengar comps that didn't use Como, and they might have been incorrect, but I did that a couple tournaments in that
I mean,
format.
Emilio
But,
didn't have Comma O, for example.
no, he
So,
didn't. He was doing Parish.
yeah.
Parish is the other thing that Gengar can always do, besides just like attacking Gengar. But it's um, it's more hit or miss. It's always gonna have like it's always gonna be kind of viable, and it'll be meta dependent exactly how viable it is. But uh, like Gengar box, like Gengar just plus some attackers that are trying to do set up traps and like remove a threat and then sweep with something else. Is it's the worst that it's ever been right now. Or maybe it was a little bit worse in MA.
No, I agree with that.
All right.
I agree.
And I think with that we're gonna wrap it up. As a reminder, if you came here a little late and missed the first part, this will be on YouTube tomorrow. You have to comment congratulations to Alex because he missed this episode because it's his anniversary. So yeah, and then with that, we will go check out Michael's tier list as well because he spent 2 hours making it
Hell no.
immediately before this and is exhausted. I'm sure. What time is it in Germany, Michael?
It's just 4 a.m. It's
Just
all
4
good.
a.m. No big deal. Man, I wish I was young enough to just casually stay up till 4 a.m. Thank you to Toler and all of our guests for coming on. It was great having you guys, and we are going
getting named.
Yeah, well, Michael and Nails, they're always on. Thank you.
I haven't been on in like 2 months.
That can't be true. It must have been. I feel like you were on 3 episodes ago.
I haven't been on like 2 weeks.
I actually wasn't.
All right. I'm going to send you over to Steph of Anime, who is doing some double battles. I haven't seen that name in a while, but it's cool to see her playing some VGC again. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.